Shamar? Okay. It's not C. Let's look at C. Someone answer that question. Why is the answer not C? What do we mean by standard deviation being large? What does that even mean? Alex?
A lot of the data is far from average.
Yes. Standard deviation means a lot of the data is really far away from the mean.
So what can it be?
Why couldn't it be which one? Because E has is symmetrical. So here's the mean, and we have this much data that's far away. But here we have a lot more data that is far away relative to what is close by. Here we have some data that's close by and then some data far away. Here we have a lot of data far away and very little data close by. In order for the standard deviation to be really big, you want to have the most data away and really little close by. You want it to be super spread out, if you want to think about it that way. You want a lot of data at the ends. A lot of data at the ends. Because standard deviation, remember, is a measure of how far away the data is from the average. Okay, so number 2 is also D. Very similar question, right? A lot of data really far away from the middle. All right, let's look on the back, number 2. Are there any outliers?
Yes.
And which number?
38 point.
Yeah.
38.180. Kendra, please put the gum out. And I love to take the demerit card also. 38.180 is absolutely an outlier. Why? I hope people remember the formula. Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. We see if there are numbers smaller than that. And then Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. We see if there are numbers bigger than that. Now here's an interesting question. Is 38.180 the only outlier?
No.
No?
Maybe.
Maybe. Why maybe, Brian?
Because you don't have all the data points.
Right. There might be, the next data point might be 38.179. That would also be an outlier. Maybe the next data point is 38.177. That would also be an outlier. I don't know how many there are. I just know that there's at least one. There could be other ones. There could be other ones.
You don't have, isn't the min one?
Is the min one?
No.
When I did this, I got a negative number, but the min is bigger than a negative number.
Oh, I didn't get a negative number. Okay.
All right, number 3, estimate the median. I hope we got between 20 and 30.
Yes.
Somewhere between 20 and 30.
I put 25.
It's got to be between 20 and 30.
25 in the question.
So which vocab word is looking interesting right now? I'm excited to hear. None? Okay, got it. Estimate the median of the data. So if there are 26 data points, the median will be data point 13, which will be right in here. Somewhere between 20 and 30. We have no idea where it is, but just somewhere between 20 and 30.
Do you want 20 like dash 30 as an answer? Or do you
Yeah,
want-
so it'll be a multiple choice question. Only one of the answers will be between 20 and 30.
You see, that was free.
If it's free response, you would say somewhere between 20 and 30.
Okay.
All right, number 4. A box plot studying petal lengths of 2 species illustrate the distribution from a sample of equal size, one from A, one from B. Based on the box plots, which is the correct conclusion? E. E is the correct conclusion. It's correct.
I don't know. And then I said yeah.
Yeah. So because these are equal sample sizes, I'm really in good shape. If they weren't equal, then I couldn't make this conclusion that I'm going to make.
Okay.
Because they're equal, I can say the following. The interquartile ranges are the same. No, this has a much bigger one. Here we're from 20 to 70. That's much bigger than this one. So A is absolutely wrong. We good so far, Chikurcha? Let's look at B. The range for B is bigger than A. No, the ranges are the same. Okay, B is out. C. there are more petals that are greater than 70 for species A than for B. So for B, 25% is greater than 70. Because 70 is Q3. In A, somewhat less than 25%. I don't know how much, maybe 20%, maybe 10%, but it's definitely less than 25%. Does that work? So C is out, and again, I'm only making these conclusions because same number of samples. Sample size is equal. D, there are more petals that are greater than 40 for species B than A. So for B, how much is above 40? Well, something from here over here, but it's less than 50%. It's got to be less than 50%. For A, it's exactly 50%. So D is out. E must be right, but just to go through it, there are more petal lengths that are less than 30 for B than for A. Less than 30 is 25% for B, and for A, somewhat less than 25%. I don't know exactly what it is, but less. Does that make sense? 50? Yeah, sorry, 50. Yeah, 50. So that's how we would attack that problem. All right, on to the back. The box plots above summarize two data sets. Which of the following cannot be justified? The answer here we wanted was D. I have no idea how much data is in each set. I have no earthly idea. Everything else can be justified. I don't know how much data.
I like that. I have no earthly idea.
And on number 6, find the IQR. IQR, interquartile range. Q3 minus Q1, which is equal to 45 minus 30, 15. 15. Something?
For 5, why is like, how would you eliminate these? Like, are they just being
How did I eliminate B? The interquartile range of data set 1. So the interquartile range for data set 1 is from 30 to 45. So that's a difference of 15. And the interquartile range for data set 2 is 35 to 50. So that's a range of 15. So that's the same. Does that work, something? Great job. Okay, number 7 is the distribution shown below. Left skewed, right skewed, or symmetrical. We want people to say skewed right. Data is skewed right. The median is between 20 and 30. And remember, skew, you say the distance from median to max versus median to min. The distance from the median, somewhere between 20 and 30, to the max is about 70 units. And to the min is only 20. This is absolutely skewed right. What do we know about the mean versus median? If we're skewed right, therefore, what must be true, Norma? You don't remember. You want to look in the notes? Oh, you don't have your notes? Why is that? Say that again? You didn't go to your locker. And why didn't you go to your locker to bring the notes before a class? You don't know. Okay. So this won't happen in the future? Great. So maybe Giselle will let you borrow her notes. We're happy to wait and sit here awkwardly in silence as this process continues. The mean is bigger. The mean is bigger than the median if the data is right skewed. Why? Because the mean is affected by these huge values out here. The median, as we know, is not affected by changes in things at the max or the min.